MedTech World Luxembourg Roadshow 2024, and today with me is Alberto. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Alberto. So let's start talking about your company, Neum.
Yeah, so Neum is a spin-off of the University of Luxembourg. Our main focus at the moment is gut health. So we study the gut microbiome. And so we're developing technologies that enable a better understanding of how the microbiome influences health. And currently our main focus is working with companies who are developing new nutrition products that have a positive impact on health.
How this idea started?
The idea started way back. I came to Luxembourg in 2014 to do a PhD here, and a lot of my research work was around the microbiome. And I understood early on that there was an obvious need for better models that better replicate human physiology. And while we started mainly as a pure, let's say, software approach, we have then evolved because we recognize the need for better, let's say, in vitro systems. And so that's a bit how it started. We got some funding as well from the National Funding Agency, and that allowed us to kick off the company in 2019.
And that's definitely one of my questions. Why Luxembourg?
So Luxembourg, I mean, when I came here 10 years ago, I think it's fair to say that the research ecosystem was almost at its inception. But there was a lot of investment and a lot of excitement around biomedicine, systems biology. And so the projects were what attracted me to Luxembourg. It's a very international country as well. And so that's a little bit the background that then led me to start the company here. But I think following the development of the research ecosystem, now we see as well a big bet from the government in creating a nice ecosystem for startups as well. So we ended up staying, and we've just closed the funding round, so opening our new lab. So we're happy to stay here. Yeah.
Great. So I was talking earlier with one of the speakers, talking about actually the challenges of the startups to go actually globally. So what are those challenges that Neum has faced in actually this aspect?
Yeah, I guess there are many challenges that a startup faces, and that's part of the game, let's say, right? So it shouldn't be easy. I think funding is challenging for companies who are doing things like we do. So biotech, it's fair to say that Luxembourg is not a very developed ecosystem when it comes to early stage funding of biotech. I think there's a lot of being done in research. But it also, in a sense, when you're doing a business in Luxembourg, you learn very early on that you need to be international from the get-go. Yeah. So you can also raise outside, and now there's also a bigger awareness about the stuff that is being done in Luxembourg. I would say funding was the main problem. And there's also some challenge recruiting when it comes more to the software side of things, because we're competing with big organizations, with the banks, and it's still a small ecosystem. So we need to be flexible to be able to hire. So I would say those are the two main challenges, perhaps.
Now let's talk about today's roadshow. So as MedTech World is our first time actually testing the ecosystem in Luxembourg, and we're going to have a startup pitch where you are going to be presenting. Yeah. So what's in the plans today? What do you have in mind to win the pitch today?
Well, I want to show off a bit the developments that we've been doing in the last 2 years, especially around this new in vitro system that we've been developing. So I'm hoping to show the potential, not only currently as we're focusing more on the food space, but also on the potential clinical applications down the road. So I hope I can convince the judges with that. Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best on the pitch, and thank you very much again for being with us today.
Thank you so much.